Léon at the Olympic School, Volume 5, The Olympic Future, Chapter 1. The brightly colored bus of the International Olympic School of Sports rolled gently along the winding road leading to Palmaroux. The return trip from Manila Airport seemed endless for the tired but exhilarated students, still buzzing from their experiences at the Youth Olympic Games. The golden twilight filtered through the windows, bathing the interior of the bus in a warm glow. The murmur of conversations, punctuated by laughter, created an atmosphere of camaraderie and shared memories. Sitting at the front of the bus, Léon Renarte listened distractedly to his friend Paul Vasseur, who was visibly exasperated. Paul, with furrowed brows and crossed arms, looked out the window, his massive silhouette almost intimidating in the confined space. "I don't understand why Élodie is always angry," Paul began, his voice betraying palpable frustration. "She used to laugh at my jokes, but now it's like she can't stand anything I say. She acts like she's above everyone else, don't you think?" Léon nodded thoughtfully. "I think it's just a phase, Paul. She might be going through something you can't see." Paul sighed loudly. "Girls are really complicated. One day they're like this, the next they're like that. I'm starting to think they come from another planet." On the other side of the bus, Élodie Grenier turned to Léa Legrand, her eyes shining with barely contained anger. Usually so composed, Élodie seemed ready to explode at any moment. "Paul is insufferable," she declared vehemently. "He always acts like a kid, never takes me seriously. He thinks everything is a joke. I'm not a child anymore, and I'm tired of him treating me like one." Léa, observing her friend calmly, asked softly, "But Élodie, how do you want him to see you?" Caught off guard by the question, Élodie remained silent for a moment. Then she murmured, "I don't know, Léa, but not like this. I want him to see that I've changed, that I'm not the same person I used to be." Léa nodded, understanding the complexity of her friend's emotions. "Maybe he just needs time to adjust to this new version of you." Élodie nodded, but her gaze remained dark, filled with uncertainties and unexpressed desires. The bus continued its journey, its occupants lost in their personal reflections. Memories of Manila floated in the air, snippets of animated conversations, recalling moments of triumph and camaraderie. Yet a tension lingered, ready to erupt at any moment. As the bus approached the majestic gates of Palmaroux, the atmosphere subtly changed. The students mentally prepared to resume their school lives, with the challenges and expectations of a new year awaiting them. The panoramic view of the school appeared on the horizon, its imposing buildings and impeccably maintained sports fields symbolizing a return to reality after their international adventure. Léon, Paul, Élodie, and Léa remained silent, each lost in their thoughts. What was certain was that Léon had just experienced the best summer of his life, and the thought made him smile. The bus slowed and stopped in front of the main entrance. The students disembarked one by one, stepping onto solid ground with a certain pleasure. Léon cast one last look at the bus, wondering what trials and joys the coming year would bring them. Their 5th year at Palmaroux promised to be significant, a decisive turning point in their quest for excellence and recognition. The challenges of the Olympic future already loomed on the horizon, ready to test their strength and motivation. The morning sun's rays caressed the majestic walls of the International Olympic School of Sports. Laughter and lively voices resonated, creating a vibrant and effervescent atmosphere. Classes had started a few days ago. Léon and Léa stood near the central fountain, observing the crowd with some apprehension. Léon, tall and athletic, scanned the surroundings, looking for Paul and Élodie. Léa, beside him, wore a serene smile, though her eyes betrayed slight anxiety. "Look," murmured Léa, pointing to a familiar figure. "Élodie is there, but she looks so tense." Léon followed her gaze and saw Élodie, arms crossed, talking to another student. Her face was marked by an expression of annoyance. Not far away, Paul was walking heavily, looking grumpy, casting furtive glances in her direction. "We have to do something," said Léon, resolute. "We can't let them tear each other apart. We need them too much this year." Léa nodded. "Yes, we have to keep them busy, otherwise they're going to explode." They headed toward Élodie first, Léa leading the way. "Hi, Élodie. How was your match yesterday?" she asked enthusiastically. Élodie tried to smile, but the tension was palpable. "Not bad, thanks." Léon leaned forward slightly, trying to catch her eye. "Élodie, we need your help with a little mission. Would you mind helping us prepare the first muscle strengthening sessions? Elodie hesitated, then nodded. Okay, it'll keep me, well, yes, okay. They guided her to the gym, hoping to keep her away from Paul. Once Elodie was settled with a few tasks to complete, they went off to find Paul. Paul, wait, called Léon as he saw him heading toward the football field. Paul turned, a confused expression on his face. What now? Leah spoke up. We thought you could help us check the training equipment. Interested? Paul shrugged, but a spark of interest lit up his eyes. Yeah, why not? It'll take my mind off things. Léon and Leah exchanged a knowing look. For now, the situation seemed under control, but they knew this peace was fragile. As they headed toward the field, a deep voice caught their attention. We absolutely need to secure those 5 spots. Without them, the school will lose an essential part of its prestige and influence. Léon stopped abruptly, pulling Leah with him. Behind a shrubbery, they saw Albert Dubois, the school principal, in a heated conversation with Minister Francis Pardon and Stéphane Roux. The selection committee was clear, continued Pardon, his voice grave. This year, it's 5 spots or nothing. Individual performances won't suffice. It's the school's overall performance that counts. Professor Roux nodded, his face serious. That means every student, every team, must be at the top of their game. We can't afford any failures. The principal sighed heavily. I'm afraid internal tensions will worsen the situation. We must unite our forces, or Palmaroux could lose its place among the elite. Léon exchanged a worried look with Leah. The stakes were enormous. If Palmaroux didn't qualify, the school risked losing much more than its prestige. Its very values were at stake. As they quietly walked away from the conversation, Léon felt a new determination. We have to do something, Leah. For the school, for all of us. Leah nodded, her eyes shining with similar resolve. Yes, we have to find a way. Their mission was clear. They had to unite their friends despite the tensions and ensure that every student at Palmaroux was ready to give their best.